officials who want tonight's contest deserve your utmost courtesy and respect. They are Mr. Hassan Netasinga and Ms. Rhonda Williams. It's time for some volleyball.
And we welcome you inside the gymnasium of Neuqua Valley High School. Dominic Leacani here for Neuqua Metea on YouTube, neuquatv.org. We have girls varsity volleyball as the 0-2 Wildcats host the 1-1 Metea Valley Mustangs. I'm joined here today by Gianna Patazik. Gianna, going to be a good match here today.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the competition here against some two evenly matched teams.
Well, the Wildcats coming off 2 straight losses. Their first came in the first game of the season last Tuesday against Naperville North, and they lost on Thursday to Naperville Central. Still looking for their first set win of the year. The Mustangs, on the other hand, 1-1 on the season, 1-1 in the DVC as well. They lost to DeKalb on Tuesday night, but bounced back on Thursday and defeated Waubonsie Valley. All 3 Valley schools, Neuqua, Waubonsie, and Metea, actually lost their first game of the season. But the Wildcats looking to bounce back after 2 tough losses, and they really need it here. So Metea is going to start with the ball here on their end. And the serve is up, and we are underway here from Neuqua Valley. Mustangs and Wildcats, girls varsity volleyball, live here on Neuqua Metea, and an early point to the Wildcats on a Mustang miscue.
So that was a little inside. I think the setter's going to need to push it out more.
Well, Karat to serve now for the Wildcats. Set up here by the Mustangs, and the kill, it's blocked. Now back on the Mustang side. Householder lets it go out, and another Wildcat point.
That was a good read by Householder. Way to be on the line.
Karat again to serve. Returned by the Mustangs. They're able to get it back over. Here's Anderson with the kill, and it finds the corner. Wildcats on an early 3-0 run.
Looks like they're going to be able to utilize the deep corners a lot in this game. It looks like the defense on the Metea side is cheating up, and the deep corners are wide open.
Kraut once again with a serve. This one does not go over, so the Mustangs find themselves on the board now. 3-1 our score here early in set number 1. Again, Dominic Leacani along Gianna Patazik here on Neuqua Metea on YouTube, neuquatv.org as well. That serve from Samantha Ruda does not get over, and the Wildcats take back over. 4-1 now in favor of Neuqua Valley. Brianna Jones, a sophomore for the serve. Set up sloppily by the Mustangs. They're able to get it back over. Kelly able to block, and Neuqua gets the call. They'll take the point, and it looked like Metea reached over the net there. Here is Brianna Jones once again with the serve. Going for that corner. Ruda cannot control it. And like you mentioned, Gianna, the Wildcats looking like they're attacking those deep corners early.
Yeah, the deep corners are open, and the strong serves here are really helping them out, keep the lead.
Well, the Wildcats starting Karat, Hoffman, Jones, Householder, Kelly, and Anderson. The Mustangs starting Novak, Tan, Ju, Ragoza, Whiston, and Janshkin. (6-1) here in set number 1. Lead belongs to the Wildcats here early, and they've been on a roll of late.
It's an early timeout here too. Coach is really trying to freeze our servers.
Brianna Jones once again will put it up for the serve. She gets it over, and we're back underway after the timeout. Set up, but picked back up by Householder. It's a slam from Anderson not able to find its way over the net, and the Mustangs get a point once again. Both of their points have come off of Wildcat miscues. Savannah Tan with the serve, gets it over, now taken by Jones, set up by Hoffman, put over by Householder. Good dig there from Tan. She'll put it back up for Novak, and a good keep up there from Carrot. And Anderson cannot find the ball over the net.
I think the key here early in the game is going to be to eliminate these errors. We've had a lot of unforced errors in the first few points.
Tan once again goes up for the serve, put up by Jones. Now back to her, deep in the zone. It's kept off the basketball rim. Good keep by the Mustangs, able to put it back over. Householder for the kill. She is blocked, but it goes out of bounds, and it will be Wildcat point. So they catch a break there after the huge wall built above the net.
That was a good shot right off the hands. Householder saw it. She knew that the hands weren't strong, and she was able to hit off of them.
Set up for Novak, and she's able to get it, but Jones was able to put it back up. Good dig from her, but
Jones
too
with
much
the pancake.
spin. Too low for her teammates to put back up. Wildcats still lead 7-4 here in set number 1. Metea trying to get some momentum back, but they've got most of their 4 points on Wildcat mishaps. So here is number 16, Gutierrez, to serve, and she puts it over. Put up by Anya Kelly, set by Carrot. Almost floated over by Linder Hinton, and now here's Householder able to will it through the wall.
She's really doing a good job of using the hands. The Metea Valley on the right side, they're not pressing very well, and Lauren's seeing that, and she's able to swing through their hands.
Well, the senior captain, 3rd year on varsity, and she has to be a huge piece of this Wildcat team if they want to have success. That point goes to Neuqua once again. One of only 3 returners from last year. Only senior returner. It gets over. Number 18, Morgan Malachik, able to hit the edge of the net. Finds its way over, and she'll get a point for the Wildcats. Up to serve again. Same thing. Little deja vu there.
Rolled right over the top of the net.
Well, let's see if she can make it a 3-piece. She gets it over cleanly this time. Put back up by Tan. Forced over here by the Mustangs, and that was very smart from Karat. She found some open space on the Metea end of the court, and she put it home.
It's important when teams are running a 5-1 that the setter establishes themselves as a hitter in the front row, and Genevieve does a nice job of really being aggressive.
Now, Gianna, for those who don't know exactly what a 5-1 is, how would you explain that in simple terms?
So on the Neuqua side, we're running a 5-1, which means we only have one setter, and she sets all the way around the court, and then the other 5 players on the court are attackers / passers. So we only have one setter. Right now we have 2 setters in, but Genevieve is the one setting, so we're running a 5-1.
Okay, thanks, Gianna. Householder unable to find the Mustang territory, and they will take back over. Jones, and now here's Linder Hinton, who is able to force it up. Tan tried to go for the spectacular play with one hand, and she's unable to keep it up on the dive. It'll be Wildcat point once again, and a timeout called by the Mustangs once again here early. So things going right here for the Wildcats. 13-5 our score in set number 1. Neuqua up by 8 over Metea. And the Wildcats looking for their first set win of the entire season. And this is match number 3 of 13. Obviously the season shortened due to COVID-19, but the girls just happy to have a season here in the spring.
They got a strong lead here. I think there's no saying that Metea can't come back, but I think it's a pretty steady lead, and they got lots of room.
Still early in this one. And the Wildcats do have a rather sizable lead here of 8 over the Mustangs. And Householder with the serve. Gutierrez sets up Judah, and it's a save there off the dig. Jones puts it up. Now knocked up, set for the Mustangs. They put it over. Anya Kelly unable to handle the kill. Deflected out of bounds, and it'll be Metea point. (13-6) here. Still in set number 1. Thanks for tuning in here on Neuqua Media. We've got a good one as the Neuqua Valley Wildcats play host to the Metea Valley Mustangs here from the gymnasium inside of Neuqua Valley High School. Savannah Tan will come out. She will be subbed in. Set up for Jones, who puts it off the top of the net. Judah set up, deflected. Good save by Householder to keep the play alive. Now put up, and the Mustangs unable to convert on the kill. Instead, they will whiff, and the point will go to the Wildcats.
So on Metea's side, they had a server sub in to serve for their middle, and now the libero's back in.
Savannah Tan, that libero, and you can see that from the different color uniform. Interesting here, though, the Wildcats this year not using a libero, as that point goes for Neuqua Valley. But Gianna, why exactly are the Wildcats not using or utilizing a libero this season?
Yeah, so Neuqua has a pretty strong group of middles that can play back row. So Coach Simon decided this year not to have a libero necessarily because all the middles can hold their own in the back row. So instead of having a libero go in, she's having her middles play all the way around and play back row as well as front row.
Gotcha. Hoffman got the ace there. Let's see if she can do it again here. Wildcats up by 10, 16-6. Still in set number 1. Set up for Judah. It's deflected, and it will be Mustang point. Did the Wildcats touch the net there or go over? I wasn't exactly sure.
I think it was the net. I'm pretty sure.
It looked like they were crowding that space over there. They had 2 or 3 girls trying to block that kill attempt. Garrett tries to save the out-of-control ball there from Householder off her wrist, and the Mustangs get the ball back. Householder, now Garrett sets up Jones, and she puts a slam into one. Put back up Kelly now. Mustangs regain control. The slam from Judah. Good dig there from Householder. Put back over by Anya Kelly. Now set back up, and a block there from the combination of the sophomores, Jones and Kelly. Novak puts it back up. Jones with the kill in the deep corner, and a point goes to the Wildcats. Nice sequence of events there, and good play there from the Wildcats to keep the ball up, and they were very aggressive with the spikes. Kept up by the Mustangs. Judah puts it back over. Set for Anya Kelly, and that goes off the hands of number 4 on Metea Valley, Novak. Deflects out of bounds, and once again, the Wildcats find themselves with another point. They're up by 10 once again. 18-8 our score. Still in set number 1, the ace from Householder. And a senior using the deep part of the court to get the job done. Another point goes to the Wildcats And that will go down as an ace for Yvonne Carrett. Carrett once again puts it up. This one put back up, though, by 10. And that's number 4, Novak, to put it over and found a hole in the Wildcat defense. She'll get the point to go for the Mustangs, but they are down by 11 here as we head deep into set number 1. Anderson with the strong kill attempt, but it finds its way out of bounds there. Looked like she was trying to pick a corner. Brianna Jones, the sophomore, slams one over. Now Judah has to will the ball back over. Set up for Anderson now, who puts it back. Mustangs keep it up. And a whistle is called. Wildcats will get the point. Looked like a double hit.
Yeah, one thing Neuqua is very good at is blocking. They have strong blockers in the front row, and they're really good at reading the hits and even getting touches on balls that could be kills. So that's helped them out a lot during this set.
Set up now, the block party! Look at Householder and Kelly doing the work down low. And they get another point here for Neuqua, 22-10. My goodness.
Perfect timing. That was perfect.
What a job by the senior and the sophomore. And that serve goes out of bounds to the left. Brianna Jones unable to convert on the serve. Mustangs get the ball back, but they are still down by 11 here. 22-11 our score. Anya Kelly wanted the kill, and the Mustangs somehow able to keep it back up. Now here's Householder, that's way out. Almost found herself going into the trash can on the other end of the court. She hit that so hard. Like you said, Gianna, early, the Wildcats are trying to utilize those deep corners, and they're going to say that's Metea point. That was pretty close to the line, however.
Right on the line, yeah.
Kept up by Hoffman. Now set for Householder, able to get it through, but a nice diving play there from Tan in number 12. Morgan Whitson unable to keep it up. Wildcats now up by 10, 23-13, as we get deeper and deeper into set number 1, and it is looking like it is all Wildcats right now. Anya Kelly, the sophomore, with the serve. Witston up for the slam. Good keep up from Kelly Anderson, adjusting after that ball hit the net. And the kill from number 15, Kira Jancic. A strong finish on that one, and we have some subs coming in. That was a good setup, though, for the senior. Carrot tried to set up Hinder Litton, and it will be Wildcat point. It is game point, so the Wildcats on the cusp of winning their first set of the season. Again, they were taken down last Tuesday by the Huskies and last Thursday by the Redhawks, but the Wildcats win set number 1. A dominating victory. A 25-14 victory over the Mustangs in set number 1, and we head into set number 2 with the Wildcats just needing to win one more game to take home their first conference win of the season. Gianna, what did you like from the Wildcats in set number 1?
That was some pretty good volleyball. I mean, there were a lot of unforced errors on both sides. I think that the Wildcats were able to stay disciplined and make less of those unforced errors, but the errors they were making were aggressive, trying to hit into the hands, trying to hit deep corners and trying to make the other team on the other side make Metea move around. So I think although we did make quite a few unforced errors, they were all aggressive errors, and we're trying to score points, trying to mix it up, and trying to hit different shots. So that's something I like to see. It's good. Good volleyball.
The Wildcats getting it done here early. As we'll head into a short break, the Wildcats take set number 1 over the Mustangs by a final score of 25-14, and we will be right back in a few moments for set number 2. Again, Neuqua Valley hosting the Metea Valley Mustangs here from the gymnasium inside of Neuqua Valley High School. And for Neuqua Media, I'm Dominic Leacani alongside Gianna Patazik. Thank you so much for tuning in, and set number 2 coming up shortly. And here we go with set number 2 of a potential 3-set match here as the Mustangs visit Neuqua Valley to take on the Wildcats. Girls Varsity Volleyball right here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, neuquatv.org as well. I am Dominic Leacani. Alongside me is Gianna Patazik. Huge special thank you to Mr. John Gelsomino for running this whole production and directing us, as well as operating the camera. We appreciate it. And we appreciate you, the viewers, for tuning in here to Neuqua Media. Here we go, set number 2. Janavi Karat with the serve, and we are back underway. And that kill attempt looked like it ran across the top of the net from right to left. But it will go the Wildcats' way. That had a little bit of a funny spin to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of hand contact on both sides that's struggling. That's why the ball's spinning into the net a lot.
Brought with another hard serve. And that one is put up by number 11, Ragoza, and Allison Hoffman unable to put it back up on the dive. And we are tied at 1 here in set number 2. Brianna Jones, the sophomore, unable to pick the far corner.
That was a good aggressive error. She's aiming for the deep corners. She's going for the right spot.
Oh, Anya Kelly is blocked, and you can hear the excitement from Ragoza. She said, yes, sir, and she was excited about that. Mustangs take a 2-point lead. They're up 3-1 early in set number 2. Karat trying to find Householder, who gets the kill to go. Nice set there from Karat to find the senior.
Yeah, it's very smart to run Lauren out of the back row. She's a very aggressive hitter, and the other side obviously wasn't ready for her to swing out of the back row.
Brianna Jones puts the serve over. Set up was Ragosa again, and she wills it over the net. And the wall of Wildcats in front of her, unable to get the block. It will be Mustang point once again. Householder, another kill. This time off another deflection, but she gets it to go.
Yeah, Lauren's really hot today, hot hands. I think Genevieve should set her a lot, as much as she could, because she's putting the ball away.
That was Householder's second kill of the set, and the block! Hinderleiter and Anderson team up to snuff out the Mustang kill attempt, and that was huge. That slam had some power behind it, but the Wildcats able to put it back over. Now a scramble in front of the net. Karat sets up Householder, and she is blocked this time. But it goes out of bounds once again. We saw that earlier in the game on the left side. And that was smart again from Lauren. Like you mentioned earlier, she knows that those hands aren't as strong, and she's able to make the Mustangs force it to deflect out of bounds.
The use of the hands is super important. I know Bree and Lauren are both very good about knowing what shots are open and being able to utilize the left or right hand.
That goes off the top of the basketball rim. Anderson set up. She finds some open floor. But you saw there earlier in the sequence that the Mustangs had hit it off one of the basketball rims. Now, has it always been like that, Gianna? Have rules changed ever since? I mean, I know you play, but what has been the rule of that? Obviously, if it hits off the rim and it stays on your side, you keep it, right?
Yeah, so if the ball goes up, one of your players hit it up towards the ceiling and your team is able to play it on your side, you can keep playing the ball till it goes over the net. But if you were to pass it over the net and it hit the ceiling and then went over on the other side, that would be like a dead ball. It can't hit the ceiling and then go over.
Well, that was a huge block there from Lauren Householder, and that ball is scorched. Ardea and goes way out of bounds. So the Wildcats double the point total that the Mustangs have. 8-4 our score in set number 2. Wildcats won the first set. Some confusion on the court right now, but almost ready. And Anya Kelly will put the serve over. Oh, some confusion at the center of the court. Mustangs find themselves getting it over that. Brianna Jones' shot is blocked. Another block from the Mustangs, and they're able to keep it back up. Udea set up way out once again. Second time she's done that in a row. And the Wildcats go up by 5 here in set number 2. And another timeout taken by Metea Valley.
I think the communication on Neuqua's side of the court has been really good throughout this set. The more communication that we're having on our side is really, I guess, it can be more intimidating when one team is louder than the other. So it's been aggressive communication, and that's kind of bringing the team together on Neuqua's side.
Well, volleyball is a sport where communication, to me, is key from what I've seen and from what I've heard. And especially on the girls' end, they love to talk, and their energy is there, and you see it on the court. This Wildcat team has always been energetic, and especially with the energy that Coach Simon brings in her 20th season here as head coach. But
yeah.
you definitely see it, and I think it all starts. Lauren Householder has some of the best energy I've seen on this team.
She's everyone's biggest cheerleader. Playing with Lauren is awesome. She hypes everyone up, and I think that her leadership and happiness and like confidence has brought a lot of qualities to this team and brought them together.
The Wildcats up 9-4 in set number 2. They lead in the series 1-0, and the floater finds its way over it. Looked like it was whiffed on there from the Mustangs, but the fingertips and the spin that they got was able to get the ball to find a part of the court the Wildcats were not at. And the Mustangs cut the lead to 4 now. 9-5 in favor of the Wildcats, however. Oh, that finds its way in the back end of the court, and Anya Kelly had let it go like it was going to be out of bounds, but instead the Mustangs catch a break. They're just able to get that over.
That's one of the other key aspects of communication is court awareness, just kind of knowing where you are on the court. Sometimes you don't really know because the play happens so fast, so you rely on your teammates to tell you.
Well, both teams trying to catch the other off guard, and now a huge kill from Kelly Anderson. Number 17, the junior.
She was able to find the seam right in the middle of the hands of the block, and the passer wasn't in the seam, so that was a great spot for her to swing.
Morgan Michaelek able to get the serve now, and it just finds its way out. Both sides were pleading their case to try to get the point to go their way, and then we'll go to the Mustangs. Householder gets the kill, and she's fired up.
Right over the hands of the block. There wasn't even a block on that ball. Great swing by Lauren.
That ball looked like it had some spin to it as the kill attempt from Metea was just too far, not able to get the line. Nice play there from Tan to keep it up. Hit over there for number 3, Kem Donnelly. Jones tried to go for the kill. It was deflected up. Donnelly once again puts it over. Karat sets up Jones, and it will go off Metea and fall to the floor. Another Wildcat point.
That looked like it might have gone off the antenna. It's kind of hard to tell, though, from over here.
Now, what exactly happens if that ball does go off the antenna?
It would have been out of bounds. It's kind of like serving a ball out almost. You hit that, and then the ball's dead.
Okay. Well, a kill put down there. Mustangs able to get another point. 13-8 our score in favor of the Wildcats in set number 2. And Michaelik whiffed on the pass attempt.
That was a strong float serve right in between the seam of the passers. It's hardest to pass the ball when the server is being aggressive and serves it in the seam because it involves a lot of communication between who's going to go for that ball.
Abigail Judah put it up. Householder puts it back over. Now set up for Donnelly, who puts it over. Good dig there from Michaelik to keep the play alive. Now the block attempt deflected off a few Wildcats. Put up for Jones, and she is blocked, but it goes just out of bounds. That would have been nice for Skylar Ragoza, who has had a few nice blocks in this one so far, but that one unable to go. And the Wildcats go up now by 5 once again. A little confusion there.
Allison's got a really strong, aggressive float serve. It's the hardest to pass a float serve because sometimes if you can serve it with enough power, it'll actually move a little bit in the air, and it's really hard to track.
Hoffman, it's kept up, put down by Anya Kelly. She just reaches up and pokes it down for the kill, and a timeout taken once again by Metea Valley. The Wildcats have not used a timeout in this one. They have forced the Mustangs to burn a lot of them tonight.
Sometimes the timeout helps for a momentum change, and sometimes it just gives the leading team more confidence and helps them to come out strong after the timeout.
Well, the Wildcats lead here. 16-9 our score. In set number 2, the Wildcats lead 1-0 after they won the first game in dominant fashion by a score of 25-14. You're watching girls varsity volleyball right here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, neuquatv.org as well. The Metea Valley Mustangs facing off against your Neuqua Valley Wildcats. And it's coming to you live from the crew here at Neuqua Media. We appreciate you tuning in. I'm Dominic Liacani alongside Gianna Patazic, as well as our whole production team here. And a huge thank you to Mr. John Gelsomino for putting this whole operation together, as well as manning the camera today. Good dig there from Hoffman, able to keep it up for Householder, put over by Kelly. Now set up for Donnelly. She's blocked, but put right back over by Ragoza. Able to catch the Wildcats sleeping after they were able to get the nice block to go. She never quit on the play.
Metea has been scoring a lot of their points with tips and off-speed stuff right to the middle of the court. So if I were Metea's coach, I'd be telling them to keep tipping in the middle of the court.
Anya Kelly goes for the kill attempt. It's dug out from the Mustang, and Brianna Jones breaks through the wall and gets the kill to sneak down onto the floor.
Once again, they hit off the hands of the block.
Karat now to serve for Neuqua Valley. They're up by 7 here in set number 2. Tan puts it up. Set for Novak, and she's able to get that ball down on the Wildcats side. The kill goes off the hands of a few Wildcats going for the block attempt. Brianna Jones, oh, what a save and a dig from Savannah Tan. Keeps the play alive. Brianna Jones with a strong kill, but it just finds its way out of bounds. That was close. But what a save from Tan on the other end. That serve from the Mustangs finds its way over the head of Householder, who wanted to let it go, thinking it would go out of bounds, but it clips the corner of the line.
That would have been a good ball for her teammates to be calling that it was in, just so she had some reassurance to go for that ball.
Karat sets up Anya Kelly, who gets the point. It was close, though, to her deflecting the net with her fingertips, and we've got a sub here as Carly Brackey will come in for the Mustangs. First time we have seen her tonight. Reed Jones, and that ball is out on the left side.
There's been a lot of service errors on both ends.
Well, senior Skylar Ragoza comes out, and in comes Abigail Jew, a senior as well. Pass there from Hoffman as she'll put it back over. Set and good up from Householder, and what are they going to say here? Not sure. She doesn't agree with the call.
Someone was in the net. I think she said number 15 was in the net on Neuqua's side.
Well, that's Anya Kelly. So she must have interfered with the play there. Point goes to the Mustangs. Now they're down here just by 3. Now they're down just by 2. 18-16 our score now. It's getting late into set number 2. Let's see if the Wildcats can pull off the sweep. If not, then we'll head to a third set. Metea with a lot of momentum right now. Kept up by Hoffman. Householder goes for the kill way out. And the Wildcats are starting to lose their groove here. You can tell they're getting frustrated, and Simon's going to call a timeout to try to talk things over.
The momentum's really starting to shift here. When a team knows that they can possibly go to 3, the momentum really pushes them through, and I think Metea has a lot of momentum here just because they're pushing for that third set.
Well, what we've seen from the Wildcats in the past few minutes is they've been aggressive, making a lot of aggressive errors. There's been so many kill attempts that have found their way either way out or just missing a corner of the line. And I don't know, Gianna, would you take those kinds of errors at this time in the game, or do you think it's time for the Wildcats to settle down here and say, okay, let's try and simplify things?
I think that those errors are good errors and probably better errors to make, but when the game is this close, you kind of have to compensate, and you can't be making all those silly errors. You need to really just buckle down and try to score points and hit shots that you know are open.
Well, the crowd of parents getting into it now, and Hoffman just able to keep it up. What a play there from Householder as well. Those two combined to keep the ball alive. Karat passes it over. Householder for the kill. It's kept up by Tan on the other side. Slam attempt and a good save there from Brianna Jones. Householder goes under the net. The ball falls on the Wildcats side, and just like that, we've got a whole new ball game tied at 18.
It's a lot of scramble on the Neuqua side. I think that they're all getting really anxious right now. They need to just calm down and play their game.
Householder, what a keep from Brackey after it was deflected. A block from Kelly is kept up. Now Jones set for Householder on the left side, deflected. Brackey keeps it up after it's deflected by Tan. Put on the other side. Oh, they thought it went their way, the Mustangs did. Instead, it's out. And a good back and forth rally between the two Valley schools there. But the Wildcats come away with the point, and Annalise Wilson will find her way into the game for the first time today. She will come in for Allison Hoffman. Tan keeps it up. Here's Karat now setting Householder. Once again, she floats it. What a play! Lauren Householder.
Lauren's doing a nice job of trying to control the momentum on our side. She's had two good swings, aggressive swings, and really getting the momentum back.
Well, what a job there from the senior captain to get the defense to bite and the block. What a keep from Carly Brackey on the other end. My goodness, we've got a good back and forth in set number 2. Set up, block now. Annalise Wilson trying to keep it back over, and it falls. Mustangs now trail by just 1. This has been a back and forth affair here in set number 2. The Wildcats won set number 1. They just need 5 more points to take the game and the match. Kelly puts it up. Householder for the kill. Put up by Brackey once again. Jones. Karat. Anya Kelly powers one that goes out of bounds, and we're tied at 20.
I like what they're thinking to use their back row. They've been successful when they have their back row hitting, but right now we can't be making as many errors.
Kelly keeps it up. Karat sets up Anderson back into the game. That's high. Tan. It falls. Mustang point. Miscommunication there from the Wildcats, and we've been talking all night about how it's been key, especially in the game of volleyball, and it falls right in front of a few Wildcats who just stood there and looked at it. Householder set up once again on the left side, deflected out of bounds, and she's fired up as we're tied once again.
Volleyball is such a mental game that last point, there was a call that didn't seem to go Neuqua's way, and then Lauren was able to push through with the kill. It's all about changing your mindset and being able to forget about the last error you made to make a good play.
Good keep there from Jones. It's Householder again. She's blocked. Oh, the Wildcats tried to scramble for it on the floor, and the Mustangs take another lead. Getting later and later into set number 2, the Wildcats just need to win this set to come away with the DVC victory. But the Mustangs have mounted a comeback. It's Householder once again. She's blocked. Good keep from the dig from Malachik now kept up. Metea for the kill. It's deflected. Malachik sets up Wilson. Finds its way over and onto the floor. And the Wildcats tied up once again.
It's a pretty back and forth game. The Wildcats will need to win by 2 points to win this set.
The senior captain Householder to put it over. The slam, it's blocked. Put back up again. Whistle's gonna be called. Oh, it's gonna be a jump ball, I believe is what they're saying, or?
They're calling a replay because both sides were in the net at the same time, so they just called a redo instead of calling one team or the other in the net.
So that definitely makes things more interesting. Householder puts it over once again. Set up for the Mustangs. Instead, Householder passes it back up. Set now for Jones. She's blocked, but it goes out of bounds, and the Wildcats get the point.
I think if we're gonna win this set, we're gonna need to keep setting our outside so they can swing off the hands of the block.
Householder powers one out of bounds. We're tied once again at 23s now. It is a win by 2 format, so a 25-24 score is not going to cut it for either side. The Wildcats take a timeout. But in order to win the set, you need to win by 2 points.
I think this is a great place to take a timeout to kind of freeze out Metea's servers and to give Neuqua a chance to kind of regroup, talk about the game plan, and then really go out there and be able to hit their shots.
Well, whoever gets this next point is going to have a huge wave of momentum come their way, because having a 24-23 lead is a huge difference from a 24-23 deficit, if you want my honest opinion.
There's not too much room for error when you're down this late in the game, so it would definitely be great if Neuqua could win this next point.
Well, here we go, coming off of the timeout. Both sides looking to end it. Metea trying to send us to a deciding set number 3. Neuqua trying to spoil the Mustangs' comeback attempt and end it in just 2 sets. Brianna Jones tries to float it over. Oh, what a play from Ragoza. She puts it back over, and the Mustangs now have a huge confidence booster in that one.
That was a pretty clean block. I think the Wildcats definitely could have gotten that ball up just if they had gone in and covered their hitter, but
Jones going for that kill, trying to tie it. Instead, it's kept up. Mustangs just 1 point away from tying this thing. And the Mustangs come away with a set 2 victory. And we're going to a decisive set number 3. What a performance from Metea Valley. They are able to come back from almost a 10-point deficit, especially early in set number 2. They were down most of the way through it, but they find a way, and we head to set number 3.
I think that this third set is going to be a nice fresh start for both teams, and they just got to win 25 points. They got to push through.
Well, the Mustangs won the coin toss, and they will serve. How crucial is winning that coin toss and getting momentum on your side with the serve to start a third set?
I think it depends on the team. Some teams, they favor serve because they start with the ball and they kind of get to control the pace of the game with how well their server does. But then there are other teams that are confident in their serve receive, and they feel that if the other team has serve, they'll be able to pass the ball up and have a really great play and a first ball kill. So it's kind of independent. Like, it doesn't matter that much, but it kind of is based off of preference of the team and what they feel is their best way.
Well, we've got a good one here from inside the gymnasium of Neuqua Valley High School. Our girls volleyball matchup between the Wildcats and the Mustangs, all knotted up at 1 set apiece. We head into a third and final set to determine our winner here in this DVC conference matchup between two Valley schools. Dominic Liacani, alongside my partner Gianna Patazic, here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, NeuquaTV.org as well. It has been a back and forth battle from start to finish. The Mustangs able to mount a nice comeback at the end of set number 2, and they force the Wildcats to play a set number 3. And Simon definitely wanting to talk this over. Do you feel the Wildcats kind of let that last set kind of slip away from them there?
They had a very, very large point lead, and I think that the unforced errors is what caused them to lose that set. I really think that this next set they need to work on just keeping the ball in bounds on serve and their attacks. They need to make sure they're hitting shots and hitting in the court, and I really think then it would be a less close game.
About 45 seconds out from the start of set number 3. And we'll get ready now. Number 12, Morgan Whitston will do the serving. And set number 3 is underway. Hoffman passes it up. Kelly trying to get an early kill. But set back up, and the block party starts, and Anya Kelly is fired up. The sophomore denying a Mustang kill.
That is a great way to start off the set with a block. That carries out over so much momentum into the game.
Karat now does the serving for the Wildcats. They draw first blood in set number 3. 1-0 in favor of Neuqua Valley. Brianna Jones, that is blocked by Ragoza. And now the Mustangs are fired up. The energy continues to sway back and forth as these two teams play with that sort of passion and fire. And the Mustangs get a point on the Wildcat miscue there. It falls out of bounds. Metea up 2-1 in set number 3. The Wildcats won the first set. The Mustangs came back and won the second. And now they're up 3-1 early in set number 3.
That's another point lost because of some miscommunication. Neuqua should be doing a better job of creating a circle almost around their hitter in order to cover the ball if it deflects off the block.
Set up and the kill put down from number 15. Jancic, what a job she does there. And she put that slam down hard. Wildcats trail by 3. That is blocked. Householder's return is stuffed from number 11, Skylar Ragoza. And more miscommunication. Rudea able to find some open space on the left side. And the Wildcats take a timeout. Mustangs on a 5-0 run here early in set number 3.
It's super exciting seeing some parents back in the stands here watching our teams play. I think that's starting to get back to some sense of normalcy here in the gym.
Oh, for sure. I couldn't agree more with that. And they let varsity parents coming in, starting with the boys and girls basketball season. Now they're starting to let JV parents trickle in as well. I think that's great. And my opinion, I like how they're letting the parents come in, because you want to see your kid play, and you want to have the opportunity to watch them, especially if they're a senior.
Yeah.
You want to see their final year of them playing their sport, and I definitely agree with that decision to let the parents in, and maybe not the right time just yet to let those students back in.
We definitely have enough space to do it for everyone to be safe.
Well, I couldn't agree more there, partner. Dea puts it over. Hoffman passes it. Kelly, a big slam! Puts it in the left-hand corner. Oh, we have an injury. And that's Skylar Ragoza holding that right knee. And we'll take an injury timeout.
That was a good swing by Anya. I don't know if she landed on the middle on the other side or if the middle just landed funny when she came down from that block.
It looks like that's possibly what happened. She's holding the knee, and we saw this on Saturday with Brian Schaefer holding his knee, and we hope that it is not an injury similar to that, because Brian Schaefer did in fact tear his ACL, but you can tell Ragoza is in some serious pain here. Hopefully she can put some weight on that knee. You never want to see an injury at all, especially in any sporting event. They're going to get her off here. Yeah, they're going to keep the weight off of that left knee, and that's a huge loss for Metea Valley, as Ragoza the middle has been dominant with the blocks all night long. And now you're going to see number 8 and Zoe Zancic to come in. She's just a sophomore, so that injury is definitely going to hurt Metea Valley. And hopefully Ragoza is okay. Just trying to elevate that knee right now, but let's get back underway. Let's see if this gives the Wildcats any momentum. Jones puts it over. Now back on the Wildcat side. Set up for Householder on the left side. What a dig from Tan. And the block attempt fails. The Wildcats unable to stop the momentum of the Mustangs. And it all started with a fantastic dig on the other end from Tan, the libero, as she'll serve it now. Double hit, it looked like. Point goes to the Mustangs. And
so Genevieve, she's a setter. She is in the front row right now. I don't know why she's in back row, so they called her. You're not allowed to jump in the front row when you're a back row setter.
Oh, good set there for Kelly, unable to finish the job. Barat now sets Householder, floats it over. It goes over the head. That was Metea trying to save it. Her momentum taking her the other way. Tried to one-hand it and spring it back over to the Mustang stronghold. Instead, the Wildcats take back over. They're still down by 5 here in set number 3. Trying to find the momentum again. What a dig there from Anya Kelly, but it finds its way out. Householder trying to race all the way across the court onto Metea Valley's side.
That was a good effort. Good effort by Lauren.
Well, that is the effort you're going to see from her all day long, and she is not shy from being aggressive. Well, that play results in Mustang point. Whatever momentum the Wildcats had has now gone all over to the Mustangs, as that one finds its way out. A failed kill attempt. And a sub coming in. Malachek is going to come in for Kelly Anderson. How many subs do you get a game, Gianna?
I think it's different for a club and a school season. I believe it's somewhere, or I think it's 12 for a club season, and then I think a high school team gets around 15 subs. So it's very rare that a high school team will run out of subs just because they have so many to use. But then
Rudea unable to keep it in, but you were saying?
Oh no, but then in like a club season, you're able to double libero because you have less subs. In a high school season, you couldn't have 2 liberos going at the same time. which is why Metea only has Savannah playing libero, because they wouldn't be able to have a second libero.
Well, Abigail Jew on that last play, unable to put it back over. Whiffed on the kill attempt, and that is a block from Hinderleiter. In the front row, the Wildcats. Householder with the big kill, and Tan unable to handle the steam on that baby.
That was a great swing. Sometimes it's a really uncomfortable angle, even though it might be inside of your midline right in front of you. It might be really uncomfortable to swing your arms outside of your midline, and that's kind of what Savannah struggled on that ball.
Wildcats clawing their way back into set number 3. They took the first set handily, but Metea was able to take the dub in set number 2. Now we're tied here at 1 set apiece in a third and decisive set number 3. But the Mustangs leading by 2 here, 9-7. You're catching it all live here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, NeuquaTV.org as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Dominic Liacani alongside Gianna Patazik. And for our entire production team here at Neuqua Media, we thank you for tuning in. Passes one up, almost a little miscommunication there from the Wildcats, and Householder has been strong all night on that left side with the kills. Puts it off the Mustang body and out of bounds once again, and that's not the first time we've seen that tonight.
I'm not sure if there's a miscommunication on the Metea side or what happened, but usually they've been having 2 blocks on the right side, so Lauren was able to see that they only had 1 and use her hands.
Kept up by Kelly Carrot. Oh, nice dig there again from Tan. Libero usually being the defensive specialist. What a dig there from Householder. It's put over. Another great dig, and the Wildcats able to get the point. But some great athletic plays on both sides of the court there.
The middles on Neuqua's side have been really good at staying aggressive at the net when there's been overpasses.
Set up way out of bounds. Kira Jancic was unable to keep that one in play. And the Wildcats now have a lead here. They haven't had a lead since very early in the set. They just lead by 1. Householder, kept up by Rudea. Set up now, miscommunication. They keep it over. Oh, and another miscommunication. Karad unable to find someone to set to, and looked like she wanted someone on the left-hand side behind her. Or excuse me, the right-hand side behind her, I should say.
It's going to be important for all of the hitters to know what plays we're running. That's kind of what it looked like happened there. I think Lexi might have thought they were running a different set.
Householder keeps it up. Set up again for her on the left side, kept up by Tan. Double hit, Wildcat point.
It's going to be important here for us to keep the serve. Push for points.
Tied at 11, set number 3 of 3. The kill from number 3, Kem Donnelly. Mustangs find themselves back on top again. Well, set 1 was all Wildcats. Set number 2 looked to be all Wildcats until the Mustangs seemingly came out of nowhere and just had a tremendous comeback. What a kill there from Brianna Jones to tie it up at 12.
Bree's really favoring. She's favoring that right side corner.
But as I was saying, the Wildcats took set 1 handily. Then they seemed like they were going to take set number 2 until the Mustangs mounted a great comeback. And set number 3 has been back and forth. Whistle blown. It'll be Mustang point. They're going to say that's going to be another double hit once again. And some subs coming in. Anya Kelly able to get that one over after it looked like it was over her head. Out of bounds.
So that was one that went off the antenna. It deflected off the antenna.
So anything off that antenna then will automatically be ruled out of bounds, I would think. Khan just keeps it up. Off balance are the Mustangs, and Anya Kelly takes advantage. Another point. 14-13 in favor of NV. Tan unable to keep it up. The Wildcats get another point, and here they come.
Genevieve has a really strong float serve, and she's very consistent with her serve, and that's going to help us out a lot at this point in the game for her to keep serving consistent.
Kept up by Hoffman. Here's Jones for the kill on the left side. It's blocked. Jones once again gets the kill. Hard off of the hand of the libero Tan. Like you said, Gianna, Jones all night long has been picking those far side corners. And the Mustangs take a timeout. They trail by 3 here in set number 3. The Wildcats have a 16-13 lead.
Bree was she was a middle hitter last year, and she made the transition to outside this past club season, and you'd never be able to tell that she was not an outside last year because she's a really, really strong hitter, and she's really good at reading the hands and being able to hit in those shots where the other team isn't.
Well, we've got an excellent matchup here. Girls varsity volleyball. The Neuqua Valley Wildcats playing host to the Metea Valley Mustangs. Live right here on Neuqua Media. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you're watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell for all things Neuqua Valley each week. Tomorrow night, the girls will host Plainfield North. We'll also be streaming that. Karat unable to get the serve over the net. But tomorrow night, the Wildcats play host to the Plainfield North Tigers. And then on Thursday night, the War of 204 on the volleyball court as Wabansie Valley comes to Naperville. And the Mustangs get another point, and they draw within 1. The kill is down. Anya Kelly once again, her 5th of the night. But these girls have had a lot of volleyball, and they're going to have even more of it, especially in the upcoming days. Gianna, when you play, how many games straight have you played in either a weekend or in the span of 3 days?
I'd say it depends on if we're playing a tournament. Most tournament days we'll play 3 games each day. But then sometimes you could play up to 4 games. And then some tournaments will be like 2 to 3 weekends long, or 2 to 3 days long in the weekend. So it could be a total of anywhere from 9 to 12 games.
Okay, well, the block there from Metea works out. Savannah Tan.
That's the nice thing about school season is they only have 1 set per day, so it gives your body a lot of time to rest in between matches.
Householder trying to float one over, catching the Mustangs off guard. A few nice digs, and they keep it up. Householder again sets up on the left side. Kept up by the Mustangs. Block party! Anya Kelly and Kelly Anderson team up. The 2 Kellys getting it done on the right-hand side. Kelly with the serve. It is out. Mustang point. 18 all.
Neuqua's going to need a quick side out here. Get the serve back.
Gutierrez will serve for the Mustangs. Householder Sets up shop on the left side like she's done all night, and the kill goes. Lauren Householder, the senior captain, getting the job done once again. Her 10th kill on the afternoon.
That was a great pass to attack by Lauren. She really focused on her pass, and she was able to transition out wide and get the swing, get the kill.
Almost gets the block to go, but the kill is down, and Metea Valley once again ties up the score. 19 all, set number 3. Wildcats won set number 1. Mustangs came back and won set number 2. The final set is getting late into this one, and the Mustangs now take a lead, 20-19. This game is starting to get intense now. Serve is up. Little miscommunication. Set up on the other side for Hinderleiter, and she gets the point to go. Smart there. Looks like the set was faked to Householder on the left side because she's been doing work from that position all night long, and instead they look like they tricked up the Metea defense. Floated over, kept up by Anya Kelly. Brianna Jones going for a corner, but it's out. And the Mustangs take a lead once again.
Lexi thought there was a touch there. Sometimes it's hard to tell if it goes off the hands or not.
21-20, set number 3. Big kill! Hinderleiter fired up.
That was some great timing, a great set by Genevieve. Lexi was ready, she swung, got the kill. Right over the block. They had no chance.
And what a play from the 2 juniors, able to tie this one back up at 21s. That one is out. Wildcats take a 22-21 lead. Like you mentioned before, this overhand floater is that what you called it from Allison?
Float serve, yeah.
A float serve from Allison Hoffman. It's been effective. It's caught the Mustangs a little off guard. It's over. Put over Anya Kelly with the fist bump. She gets the kill to go.
Again, the middles are being very aggressive up at the net. Anything coming over, they're ready to send it back down.
23-21, Wildcats up by 2 in set number 3, just needing 2 more points to take the match. And the block once again. It's Karata Jr. this time on the right-hand side, denying the Mustangs, and the Wildcats just 1 point away from their first win on the season. Set up. Rudea cannot get it to go. The Wildcats win. Neuqua Valley able to edge out Metea after the Mustangs tried to spoil it for the Wildcats, but instead, Neuqua Valley claws its way back, and they win their first match of the season by a final score of 2-1. Gianna, what a match.
It was a great match, a great way to come through strong in the end of the set.
So that is going to do it here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, neuquatv.org as well. Again, your final score in set number 3, the Wildcats 25 and the Mustangs 21. Thank you so much for tuning in to Girls Varsity Volleyball. Again, right here on Neuqua Media, the Wildcats get their first win on the season. They knock off the Metea Valley Mustangs. For our entire crew here at Neuqua Media, huge special thank you to Mr. John Gelsomino for manning the camera as well as directing the production. She's been Gianna Patazik. I've been Dominic Liacani. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your night.